Today, I want to talk about how Robinhood is throwing these market makers, trading platforms and brokers under the bus by seeking to depose 7 brokers in a short squeeze lawsuit. I also want to reveal the previously hidden FTD data for December, and guys, there's some pretty big numbers, so stay tuned and let's make some money. What an absolutely great day. Guys, we had a 240% runner today in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group. If you haven't already joined the group, I don't know what you're doing because we make these kind of trades every single day. So be sure to join the group now using the link in the description below. But I'll touch on this in more detail a little later in the video. So I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, as you can see from this article, it says Robinhood seeks to depose 7 brokers in a short squeeze lawsuit. So it says as Robinhood faces a renewed traders motion for a class certification or class action lawsuit, in a lawsuit concerning the January 2021 short squeeze, the company is seeking to take additional depositions. So this arises from a previous article dated December 14th, 2023, about a group of traders suing Robinhood for the trading restrictions imposed in January 2021 have renewed their efforts to secure class certification. So it says on December 13th, 2023, all of these previous plaintiffs moved to the Florida Southern District Court for a renewed motion of a class certification or class action lawsuit. It says the plaintiffs intend to file a renewed motion for class certification to address the deficiencies identified by the court in its November 13th, 2023 order denying class certification without prejudice. And that first article also says that Robinhood now seeks to depose 14 additional third parties, the NSCC, certain other brokers that implemented trading restrictions, and the issuers of some of the stocks plaintiffs call the affected stocks. Those brokers, trading platforms and market makers that Robinhood seeks to depose are Apex or Apex Clearing, Axos, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation, which is an interesting one from recent or as of late, E-Trade, TD or Charles Schwab, and Merrill Edge. Robinhood wants to know the reasons for each of the brokers' restrictions and the extent to which those restrictions impacted a significant number of customers. The plaintiffs allege against Robinhood that the prices for these securities prior to the halts reflected an efficient market value, and any decline in price caused by the trading halt is effectively the fault of Robinhood and does not reflect these companies' true market values. So it seems Robinhood is now starting to throw other brokers like Apex Clearing, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation and others under the bus. They know they weren't the only ones to halt trading, so they want to know why everyone else halted trading and how many of their customers lost money. And I think one of the main reasons for this, you may remember, is a result of this article, retweeted or reposted by Rattoy. As I said earlier in the video, today we had an absolute massive day in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group, with PHUN running 240%. You can see from this screenshot I alerted when PHUN was breaking that pre-market high at 14 cents, but told everyone importantly to wait 3, 4, 5 or 6 minutes for confirmation before jumping into the stock. I also sent out regular alerts when PHUN was pushing upwards and even gave people the opportunity for a second trade, third trade, fourth trade and fifth trade at 16 cents, 20 cents, 23 cents and 35 cents on those pullbacks. As a result, the group absolutely killed it. Ross locked in his first 100% trade. JetDoc locked in over 150%, buying at 12 cents and selling at 30 cents. Duke Hat got into PHUN at 18 cents and paid off his entire lifetime membership with just one trade. The dip took multiple trades, buying the dip on PHUN and made over $1,000 today. Snowbird as well also made an additional $200 plus as well. Guys, PHUN was an absolutely brilliant trade, and we make trades like that every single day in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group. So guys, be sure to join the group using the link in the description below. You may remember that broker-dealers can now be held primarily liable for failing to fulfill their gatekeeping responsibilities of monitoring their clients' trading activities. Basically, Robinhood know they're responsible and therefore they're trying to shift the blame elsewhere, likely to other market makers, trading platforms and other brokers. Maybe they realise they're in trouble, maybe they realise they're going to lose this lawsuit, and maybe they realise they're going to have to force a huge settlement, and therefore they want to try and drag other brokers into the lawsuit as well to share that settlement collectively. And by settlement, I effectively mean the payout to retail investors for an AMC squeeze, a GameStop squeeze, and other real squeezes. Not just at the values based on the January or June highs, but based on a true short squeeze value. Bigham's also added, saying when these brokers, trading platforms and market makers have their backs against the wall, they will turn on each other. This is something Bigham's, I and many others have said all along. We've said at some point these brokers, trading platforms and market makers will throw each other under the bus. And it seems Citadel is doing all they possibly can to contain the dumpster fire by acquiring Credit Suisse's Chinese venture. Unusual's tweeted saying Citadel Securities has made a non-binding offer for Credit Suisse's securities venture in China, becoming the only global financial firm to submit a bid. Now this is interesting for two reasons. A, clearly Citadel cannot let Credit Suisse go under and close out of those positions, and needs to acquire them. Obviously, we're not talking about Credit Suisse US or Credit Suisse UK or Credit Suisse Europe. We're talking about Credit Suisse China. But I'm sure Credit Suisse China still held tons of sketchy positions that they do not want closed, and therefore they're happy to buy the entire Chinese venture company. And also interesting point too, maybe this is Citadel's way to try and muscle back in on China, where they've been previously banned from the markets for illegal synthetic shorting. Ban me once, shame on me. Ban me twice, shame on you. Clearly Citadel does not want to be banned from the Chinese market and wants to continue committing crimes over in China. And that seems like the perfect way to get back into their books by buying out Credit Suisse's Chinese entity. Now, as I said, Frank has also found the hidden data for December's AMC FTDs. This I actually went through recently as there was a ton of missing days through December, and actually it looks like some of the days are still missing, but some of the days have been added back. We can see here we have the data for the 1st, but not for the 4th. We have the data for the 5th, 6th, but not the 7th. We have the data for the 8th, and then also remember the weekends in between. But what is interesting is we now have the data for the 18th and the 19th, where there was 2.6 million and 5.7 million FTDs post-split. So remember that's the same as 20 million FTDs pre-split and 57 million FTDs pre-split as well, which is actually close to all-time high FTD numbers, which were around 65 million. So it seems actually these shorts still have an FTD problem with AMC and are still continually FTDing on very large numbers of shares. So it seems Citadel are doing all they possibly can to keep the crime going. Robinhood on the flip side are trying to throw other brokers under the bus, and Boss Blunts may have a reason why or what's going to happen if this all unravels. He's tweeted about the Hong Kong stock index or the stock market that's down 41% over the last 5 years. No, this isn't a sketchy crypto or a small cap stock. This is literally the entire Hong Kong stock market, like the Hong Kong S&P 500, down 41%. Maybe that's exactly what awaits the US version of the S&P 500 should this all unravel. So guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.